So the last time there was Zeg, there was Chirp, there was Pero, and we had Rails. There with Chirp's sister, Alice, or was going through the desert. Jackson currently was very split up from the party, going ahead of them to prepare a few plotting. During the time from you leaving, you would have eventually had to found a period of place to rest. You would rest up, so spell slots and any health recovery will be considered. So you regain your health and whatnot because you get a full long rest as things go on. In the middle of the night, both Rails and Chirp are disturbed by an odd sound in which they both can hear. Chirp would happen to hand a bag to Rails, because you only know it's a bag, and say, please make sure that this gets to Jackson. I need to pay him for his services. And would proceed to leave towards this unusual disruption, waking Hans, and yeah, you'll wake Hans and disappear. The next day of this journey, you guys will happen to continue. This is when I will let you guys discuss which of you wants to roll for a some random statistic. I need one of you, I guess if you want, to roll a d20 and add a d8.
Alright, d20 and a d8.
Have one roll the 20, one roll the 8.
If you want to split it.
Alright, who wants to roll the 8? I guess I'm rolling this time.
Let Lyric roll it.
Alright. 10.
Okay, 14. I will note that for the future. This is something less to do with your characters and more to do with, like, the universe, if you will. Can everybody, including Jackson, roll a d6 for me? Roll a d6. It's the Monopoly dice.
The cube dice.
Most common dice
I don't know
used.
what that is.
That is most likely the 6 on that dice is going to be that.
Yeah, usually symbols are 6s.
2.
4.
2, 4, 6.
Yes.
Okay, I'm asking Pero and Jackson to please roll me a d4.
Triangle.
Should be at the very top there.
That's a 1.
1.
3.
Interesting.
The universe has spoken.
Lyric, can you roll me another d4?
Why?
He's the GM. What he says doesn't...
Yeah, it's the same thing that you rolled before, but you just happen...
I got a 3. It's gonna happen.
Choosing its victim now.
Anyone else feel the fate of the universe is shifting?
You have no idea what that is.
What does that mean?
You'll find out eventually.
Oh, that's upside down. That's not even what Sticky said.
I don't like that I have received the note. I don't like that.
No, I'm sorry, Rails. Okay, I had to do all those for by future referencing material because of things. Since it is the start of a new day, everybody has rested. I would like also for you to roll for homesick rolls. You hand me a sheet so I can keep track of it. So everybody roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier, I believe.
That's a d12.
No.
Big one.
19.
You pass.
Yes.
I have a 4.
Did I not pass last time?
That'll be
You failed last time, yes.
11.
So Rails, you have failed your homesickness test. And you are currently 1 degree of homesickness, which means you can start hearing and seeing people from your home that you may have missed. These things progressively get worse. Again, to get rid of homesickness, you actually remove a level of homesickness one day once you take some downtime to either tell a story about something from your past, write a letter, or use calm emotions as a spell.
See, I got another way to handle that. Ah, Garpy!
Is that telling a degree of homesickness?
What's the next degree?
Okay. The next degree of homesickness?
Yeah.
Oh, it's worse.
So then you actually get to subtract your proficiency bonus from all your skills instead of add it.
Oh.
And before you know it, your attacks will be replaced with dialogue about you wanting to go home and wanting some food.
Okay.
That doesn't sound good.
Because I'm just adding random stuff that has to trigger on the start of each day. Jackson, can you roll me
Not that dice.
2d4 and then a d12? I know, it's the dice that nobody uses. Apparently. The first one is
1, 2, 8.
okay. You may want to write this down. Due to your transformation finally taking hold, you are capable today
I got pencil.
of breathing a cone. Its distance is 15 feet of acid.
Oh, yeah, what's with this thing? Heartburn.
This action, it will take similar to the Dragonborn's damage, so it will be 2d6 worth of damage. You can do this equal to your proficiency modifier, so it should be 3 times, but in between each time, you're going to actually have to roll for a recharge at the start of your turn. Or if you're out of combat, it will recharge. Which is also similar to how dragons recharge their breath weapon.
It's 1d4.
It's 1d6 to
roll. Chain. Sorry. I know it from 3rd and 3.5. It's 1d4.
That's significantly more often.
Yes. Why do you think dragons were so feared?
Which means you got a normal one and not any of the weird ones. Okay, sorry. That was just upkeep. You guys continue on your journey. Yes. Zeg wouldn't have been disturbed. Actually, no. As you wake up, Zeg would be just gone as well. Which you can keep looking for him, and there seems to be no sign of him or his motorcycle of any kind. You will continue knowing that you have a straight direction. Hopefully they'll meet back up. It should be a large time. So half the day goes by, and you eventually start seeing there is a large wall of comically oversized kelp that you actually see, and as you approach, there are 2 guards from the city, and they're going to say, "Halt, do you have any donations to enter?"
Do we have any donations to enter? What kind of donations do you accept anyway?
I know.
Here we're a studier of life. If you happen to have some sort of seed, you have some sort of a coral polyp, or some sort of thing that we can study that may be unique. Would assume that you would have had, because this would have been a day, and then halfway through the day, you would have actually noticed that Pero would have been sleeping more often. Maybe, I don't know, maybe riding with, I don't know, Alice with her kangaroo that's with you. Because she had her own roo. Noticing Pero has significantly aged as his points get sharper.
Alright, so what we have here. I'm just looking for maps. Well, I do have a dragon's wing.
We'll accept a scale from the wing.
A scale from the wing?
Yeah.
Alright, good enough.
Pluck. And then I guess Alice would even be like, hair from my kangaroo. And they'll be like, yes, we'll study this and see some things. And they'll look at you, Pharaoh. What is this?
It's an old shaped thing.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
I don't think that's going to help you here. If you can give us about some time to study you, we'll let you enter. We won't take you as like a part of our zoo or our collection, but as long as you donate some of your time, we'll study you.
I know something that would be more worth your and my time. I'll study you.
Oh boy.
Sure, we'll learn from our culture. We may have seen one or two of you before, but let's go.
Am I still old?
Yes, we-
No, you have
Okay.
de-aged.
Can't piss.
I'm not there yet.
Oh, he's not.
No.
So
he
am I
hasn't
gonna
said I'm there yet.
study then?
Yeah, again, they're going to first let you enter, and they turn to the Kelp. They make some sort of chants in Druidic. This may make Rails a little bit more kind of homesick. Just not enough to change the condition, but you're remembering Shambles, and it's been a while, but he was pretty close to you as you're like this strange creature I've never seen, and he's just like this strange creature I've never. But you remember Shambles using Druidic, and you see as the Kelp begins to bend and creates like a ramp down, and you see into this. There is a rather sized valley, and in the middle of the valley, there's this large white tendril-esque tree with no leaves, dead center in the middle. The mountain in which you know is the land of the red dragon that you have spoke to through Zeg's military friend that grafted that eye on his forehead, looms in the distance over this valley. So it's cornered up to this mountain. And you continue on in to Kelp Keep. The air is thick. You're currently inside what is the civil district. You happen to look around, and it's almost like a strange Thomas Kincaid painting where there's a lot of like cottagecore-esque homes, plants growing up over them, cobblestone streets, bridges over what would be like thick brine streams, because the water's all the way down, and there was a brine stream there. But unusually, you see in this thick air sea life floating around as if the water never left.
Like, what kind of sea life are you talking?
You have schools of tuna. You have the occasional seahorse.
Scallops?
You could see sharks. Scallops, yet again, would be still like on the ground, but they could get up and
Yeah, get up and fly.
lost the D8.
Yeah, it went flying.
Lower and lower. Thought it went this way.
Well, he grabbed the one that went behind you. I thought it went more towards the board.
Board?
No, the board.
There it is. I guess I would have to ask, in a morning, where would Jackson find himself in the city? If there's a particular district or area, you're messing with shops. I think you'd still be in an inn.
I'd be out and about scouting for prospects.
So maybe more in a commercial district. As you guys are walking through this particular town, you see several different creatures that you've never seen before, different life forms. You have Kuatoa, which are like fishmen. You have another fish species called a Swahagan, which are like four-armed fish people, if you will. You see jellyfish-like people, actually, that one's operating a small fruit and vegetable stand, and he has like tentacle mustache going on. So, fruits for sale, fruits for sale. You actually look by, and as he's distracted with someone, you see a small child, maybe 6 or 7, actually steal an apple from the cart and leave. You see turtles in the streets. You actually see the occasional otterkin here that has relocated to this place. As you're walking by, you will actually see again, a human-sized salamander people known as lottles come from a far-off northern sea from this location. You would also pass by the strange sight of what looks like a 4-foot-tall stuffed animal. But this is not an animal you've ever seen because it has like this large frill behind it and a horn on its nose. You walk through these and eventually find to your left there is a stand. The district split from there, and there is a dwarf in a sign saying the Caster Exchange. Around here is probably where you've probably spied Jackson somewhere down the street that you could either catch up to him and show him the bag or ignore him.
Yeah, I would approach him and like discreetly be like, I believe this is for you.
Exchange the letter as well.
And
Okay. So, how was your guys' journey?
Pretty bad.
I mean,
Currently missing 2 people.
well, yeah, I mean, they could be go looking for an inn. I don't know. I mean, but last I knew, you guys were making a dive off of a xylophone. So
Alice would be there too with you guys. So.
You know, this is
to be
rare
honest,
coming
my
from.
head is a bit stuck in the past right now. I can't remember the past day at the moment.
well, obviously, you just lied to me about that because you're going to remember me.
What was that, Pero?
You know, this is rare coming from me, but I could have been just a bit nicer.
All right, so what's with the letter and bag?
I believe they'll explain all in the letter.
What's in that bag? Like to know.
Well, let's go somewhere, sit down, and look at this. Head to tavern, get something to eat instead of standing out in the middle of the crowded street.
So you will know that in this district there is a tea shop, but there is also in a completely different district there is a more restaurant-esque. So which one would you prefer?
Someplace a little
Some cover.
noisier.
The Grass Knot would be definitely noisier than the other location, the tea shop.
Because noisy is easy to blend in.
Yep. So you guys would actually get out of this commercial district, if you will, walk in that original path that you had. You'd go through. You would pass the town square, which will be a cobblestone circle surrounding this large alien-looking tree. This is 150 foot tall, huge white tendril branches. And passing that, there's actually a large stump. And connected to the stump would actually be something known as the Grass Knot. At the Grass Knot, which is the restaurant here. Jackson, would you have been already in this location, I would assume?
At least to scout out and gather information.
Okay.
I mean, I've had a couple days, so I would be doing everything I can to get lay of land of possible loot and escape locations.
So in case it was someone trying to hide themselves, you'd probably have some sort of...
Yes.
Okay. So you'll know that the Grass Knot is currently owned and operated by a dryad known as Tina. That owns and operates this particular place. So you would get yourself a booth there at the Grass Knot and probably discuss the letter and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yep. So where are the other two that we're missing, and who are you?
Oh, yet again, your friend saved me. The Chirp, I believe he called himself. He let me out of the galley there on the side of the phone. Should still be there with her kangaroo as well.
As for where the others went, I believe the one with the motorcycle went off somewhere, and I don't know where the heck Chirp went, to be honest.
Then you also know
Kinda
Hans would have been gone too.
So what was Hans?
Which I am glad to have gotten rid of, Alice would say.
So who gave you the note for me?
Even Chirp. Chirp would have handed it to you before he would have went off, following that strange noise.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Where's
Hans, Rails would actually have noticed that Hans would have disappeared.
I should have
With Chirp.
followed him. I should have followed him.
Hans and Chirp left after that noise.
Alright. Yeah, look at that. Alright. Chirp, 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 chirp. Oh, sorry. Chirp, right?
Yeah.
This is made out of bugs. I mean, this S is a worm. This B is an actual bee? What the heck? So, oh, it's crawling slowly. Oh, that's a snail. Gotcha. Okay. What? Oh. Whatever that was, it was looking at me nastily. Alright.
How about we give that to them to
well,
study?
Yeah. It's dotting the exclamation point now. Oh, it's dotting the I. Oh, I'm sorry. Ah, here we go. Now this is easy to read. It just made no sense otherwise. Dear Rent-to-Rogue Party, I am sorry for the swift departure. I believe that we are being followed, and I, with the help of Hans, plan to draw their attention. Okay. I would like to hire the party. in this pillowcase is the contents of the cruise ship safe. What?
I didn't open up the letter and I didn't look inside there.
I
It
have
is
no
payment
idea.
for you to
I'm just
escort
confused.
the girl somewhere safe. I think that's you?
I mean, I don't like being contents, but I guess so. Powerful people could,
I-
I guess.
I would prefer 1,000 islands, but if you believe she is safe, I will expect anywhere else. After speaking with Hans, I believe the monkeys that run the cruise are after her.
Do
Yes.
nod.
Due to unfortunate death of Hans Ostrich, I commandeered your metal horse. Thank you. Oh. Well, that probably knows where Zig is.
Huh.
Alright, let's see what. About 500 gold.
Actually, if you would roll me a d20.
Oh, sorry. Well, there is no d20.
There once was. Very strange. There was definitely way more.
That would be a 4.
Okay, so you got 14,000 gold pieces.
No, there's only 500 here.
Oh, okay. That's what happened. I
Ooh.
guess you see 500. In some alternate timeline,
I think that would be
the
worth.
bag of devouring did not devour all that much.
I think that would be worth quite much.
Yeah.
If you would.
Okay, well, I guess this goes to you. Seeing how I'm Renter Road is being paid to put you somewhere. Where do you want to go?
She says, I would like to just continue to try to find my brother.
Well,
You can't. Well, that would be sleight of hand versus perception.
Like to roll that.
Be it as had.
Yeah.
Roll a d20 and then you gotta
Is
add
this
your
a D20?
perception. Yes.
I got. Is that a 6? Or...
That's a 17.
Oh.
Well, that's a 6 plus your 11. The perception's probably pretty high.
17 goes to the defender.
You would. Yeah, well, this is where you could also rollies it, but it is in your hand, so I think you should have some sort of circumstance bonus. You guys' eyes meet. And as rogues, there's a unverbal understanding of what was attempted.
I got you. I got you. For your troubles.
What would this be in that world?
1 copper piece.
Well, I heard a couple people who have turned this into millions, so.
Take
Turn
some.
a copper piece of millions.
Well, you want to make sure you're somewhere safe. As far as I know, you're safe here. What you do now is on you. At least for myself and hopefully the group, we're going to try to stick around here for a little bit and resupply and work on increasing our foundation.
That's a really funny idea.
If you wish to stick around, that's quite all right. I will not stop you one bit.
I have a funny idea.
Yes, Pharaoh.
So has bag.
Jackson has the bag.
Could convince the girl that this is the rarest of copper pieces. This is worth millions compared to that.
You can attempt, but that's implying that she finds Bonnie valuable at the point. She used to be a royal that now has lost everything and may have a completely different system. But if you want to roll a persuasion check,
Millions
you sure can.
compared to the bag.
Roll a d20 and add your
Do you
persuasion.
have one question? What was the amount you told me that was supposed to be in the bag?
It's supposed to be 14,000.
14,000.
Well, then we look up your persuasion. Let's make sure that it's not something insane.
No, it's plus 11.
With a 21, you should say, wow, that must be really valuable. You better keep on to that. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. Some are still learning the ropes.
She says, well, if that's the case, then I guess I can stay here a bit myself before I go find wherever, get some leads on maybe where my brother has left and hopefully avoid a Hans.
That's one thing that I'm looking at doing is information gathering. And sometimes that takes a bit of time. So
She would say, I guess then we're off. And would pass you guys and give a glance to Rails in his form.
Yes.
She would say, you're no stranger to transformation magic now, are you?
I suppose.
Kind of canonically, yes, but... should say, have you ever heard of the Coven of the Crucible?
Covenant of the Crucible. Would I personally recall?
That's, I mean, you can roll, but it's mainly a personal choice. If you may have heard one before or during your time in the Appalachians, you could have. If you want to leave it to a roll.
I'll leave it to a roll.
Okay.
So, what would it be?
It would be, sorry, gotta look at all the examples of history. Which would probably be an intelligence check.
Yeah, it would be intelligence. 12.
You've heard of different covens of witches out in the Appalachian provinces, but not that particular name stands out.
Doesn't exactly ring a bell.
She would say, I think you would have a particular interest if you're ever in the down south and would leave.
South, yes,
Yeah, but off Erie, very far away, yanking everyone in every direction. And she would go off to explore the city herself. So, sorry, that's the audio.
what are you looking for?
You. Xylophone is currently docking probably somewhere near in Kelp Keep. Because it's a cruise ship. This was a stop.
Mm-hmm. And doing some repairs.
Where exactly is she like heading off to?
Would I know?
She would probably be heading east.
It's well behind you. Over here.
No, let's see.
By the board.
Again?
No, by the board. Scabbard, sorry.
Would I even have has para to go back to Xylophone?
It's up to you.
Would I have a reason though?
Money? I don't know. You've caused a lot of havoc.
They might recognize you immediately as the old man that made someone eat glass.
Did they put together that he was killed by glass? I mean, the body was thrown overboard. There wasn't an
Would
autopsy.
view me as the man?
No, Xylophone wouldn't be able to see. He might have heard a scuffle, but
Well, I
wanna...
inform her where I will be located at if she gets any information, and if I get information, and what information she is exactly looking for. So that way, if I find out, I can more easily.
she would continue to say that she is looking for her brother who was transformed by the Coven of the Crucible into something. That's all she's got. They did not tell her what. It is a part of their kind of religious or like philosophical belief of physical change within is a change without. Or, yeah, change within is and a change without, or something like that.
Pharaoh, what are you doing? Are you heading back to Xylophone or something?
Actually, I gotta ask: are you guys still currently in the Grass Knot?
I would
The restaurant.
Would want to exit to beseech like a blacksmith or something. But before we head off, I'm going to say something to Pero here. Pero, if you stay out of trouble this time, I have a gift. I promise you it'll be good.
I'm always up for business ventures.
This is the business of not causing trouble, okay? If you cause trouble even once in this town, this gift is off the table. I show him a funny looking wizard hat that I have. You want a hat? Then don't be trouble. And I walk off to find a blacksmith.
Actually, as this conversation is going on, you guys are talking, and halfway through the conversation, there is an awkward silence throughout what is normally a rather loud place. Think the equivalent of a sudden silence that breaks out in a Waffle House.
Do I see what causes the silence?
All you can hear someone's loud boots as someone enters, and you see a man probably in his 40s, maybe 50s, kind of this graying hair that goes up down to about the shoulders.
Somebody entered the saloon.
He is wearing a large gray cloak of some sort, but you can see that it has been stitched up over the years, like alongside someone's growth. And out of that is sticking to his right is a almost this corroded, weather-beaten sword that is wrapped in chains. And he turns to you guys as you're the only one talking and hearing about trouble. He says, "Is somebody causing trouble?" You see this long, scarred face.
No, sir, I'm afraid not. Are we?
No, he likes pranking the party, and we're trying to get him to calm down a bit.
Party?
If he stays chill for this day, you know what you get.
Ice cream!
Ice cream and cake. And maybe I'll even throw in some banana shaved ice with it.
I thought those foods didn't even exist here.
You literally walk up to where your guy's at. This is... I was hoping... This is a misunderstanding.
I know
Sorry.
where you can find trouble to deal with, though.
I'm listening.
See, there's a guy named Xylophone, right? And I heard some strange stuff has been going on around there. And I bet some people could really be using your help over there.
Don't be pranking
I'm not.
the new
I'm not.
individuals you just met.
Nod.
What?
He would just nod.
I'm not going to contest that. I have like my personal agenda when it comes to xylophone as well.
He'd say, yeah, there is some trouble here. Free. Have a good day. Would go up to the bar and
Could I throw him the penny before you left?
Throw him the copper piece that you claim
Can I
is worth
show him?
millions?
Can I show him the copper piece?
Attempt to. You
What?
flick it?
Yeah.
Oh, so there's not a perception.
I just flicked it.
What if it hits him in the eye?
It doesn't.
You'll watch as it goes through the air, and you see it go through its spin. Its arc, and about a foot away from him, it stops but continues the spin. And hits the ground.
Is somebody magical here?
Do you state that?
No.
You keep it to your thoughts. Okay. Sits down at the bar.
Alright,
Carry on.
I'm carrying on to the full blacksmith. I've got something I want to do.
Well, whenever you're done, various blacksmiths you want to hit to are this one. Blah blah blah. Spiel.
You would actually know that
Patience.
there is a mining location in which has kind of a local blacksmith for their mining operations up on the shadow of the mountain, where you also know that there is a local owned store known as the Desert Rose. So it's either the mining op or the Desert Rose.
I have a strong suspicion that he's one of the local lawmen or something else. Because I would be...
Give me some sort of...
Because that's one thing I would
perception.
be digging into...
This is someone you probably would not have actually have seen.
Well, not seen.
Until
I've
now.
probably got information of... I'm going to find out who the real people are and who to...
Okay, if that's the case, then you have nothing matching this person.
Or local thieves who to fall for... 11.
This is wouldn't fit into any of the authority. Wouldn't seem like any of the thieves. You would, if you know about the thieves going around, there is whispers of something on the lines of brigands. But that would be it. This person is seemingly new to the location. Maybe previously on xylophone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so blacksmith, and is everyone going with rails to blacksmith? And which of the two rails are you? Which of the two blacksmiths are you going to?
I was thinking about the Mayan, but then you mentioned Desert Rose, and I'm reminded of a song.
Oh,
So I'm going for Desert Rose now.
it would be back in the commercial district. So, huh?
Actually, I would be going to blacksmith because I do have a whole bunch of gear that we need to see about passing off.
Understood. You go through the commercial district. There's a lot of hubbub. There's people going on. The Desert Road Forge and Shoeing up and running. As you walk by, you actually happen to see two kids go up and actually steal a pail of metal tongs and horseshoes as you go by.
Can I grab these kids?
You can.
Instead of
Attempt.
going up, I just float my hands and just
Go ahead and attempt. I think it would probably be strength against their dexterity.
What? dice?
It would be a D20. It's going to be the biggie one. Oh, well.
That'll be 16, sir.
16.
You do have a -1, so it's 15, but they rolled a 2. So you have been able to reach out and grab probably the kid with the tongs, and this kid's going to be kicking, let go of me, let go of me, and then just like notice that there's no body to the hands.
You're going to freak him out.
Drops the tong. Looks at the party, the Wendigo, and
I whisper in the distance. Have you paid
you
for
travel in
that
your
kid?
full form now, or
Yeah, I'm stuck in that form now. I don't think I can turn it off.
oh, see that I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm like this permanently now.
No,
I don't look normal.
no.
Is there any reason why you haven't paid for that kid?
Tries to look tough.
Be honest
Cheers.
with me. I can tell on
Roll
your
a persuasion, which is the same as your performance. So you're going to try to...
I got a 7.
Nat wanted.
And Nat 1.
Yeah.
It entered in my possession. That's what
I
happened.
got a 7. Plus,
Can you come closer? Because I'm still thinking there's a distance. You gotta whisper something. The kid's looking around into the crowd.
Yeah, I'm looking for his buddies as well
Mhm.
because I know he's part of this group.
I come closer.
Us to steal things.
20.
Okay, you get a 20. You look in the crowd and you see a man in a dark robe, and there is the light symbol on that robe. It would be hard to notice if you didn't have your thieves' cant
I have.
of a silver hand print. And this reminds you of similar business that was done in your hometown.
I want to ask the kid something. So, why do they train you?
Let him.
We're small, and people don't question us. And
Well, do you want to do this even?
the money and being homeless and
Let him
help us to
go.
make the big time.
So, who is this person who's training you?
Don't beat me.
Huh?
Don't
Let
beat me,
him
mister.
go.
Oh, I can help you out. I understand what it's like to not be, let's say, appreciated. Come with me, and I'll help you out as much as I can. I have
Let's
riches.
just try to squirm.
Can I take a glance at the shop? How much were the tongs anyway?
It wasn't even something for sale. This was equipment being used. This was a tool for producing product, not product.
How can I
Oh,
actually convince them that I actually feel remorseful
Yeah, but
for
even
them?
tongs are
Oh,
cheap.
They're very confused and scared. There's a level of abuse being done to this kid by this organization, and
I feel like
he's very
Taro.
scared.
Going with past knowledge was the best way to resolve this without the kid getting overly reamed. Because I know he's going to get smacked for this anyways. But to reduce the...
Probably the best thing is to let him go off with the tongs.
I have my own plans here.
Yes.
Of course.
But
Don't tell
has
me
the
what
shop
to do.
noticed the tongs yet?
No. There's starting to become somewhat of a scene, but you can hear work being done where they're not.
I picked the kid up under my arm and walked to alleyway
Can I follow them, please?
with tongs.
Okay.
Well, there are no tongs on the ground.
There are no tongues on the ground.
There are no tongues
Can
on
I,
the
like,
ground.
There are no tongues on the ground.
Stealthily follow them to the point where they don't know.
You would have to do a perception. You would have to do a stealth roll against everyone's perception, and I mean, you can certainly try.
We're just going to continue to Desert Rose and just assume that this is just a matter of thieves amongst thieves.
Let me just roll again.
That was very similar to the one because it was a one. No.
Need easier to read dice. Those
Yes,
ones are very
those
hard
are
to
pretty
read.
bad. You're stealthing as they're going to there. There is an alleyway in which, I mean, this guy's probably not hiding very well.
Well, I get just out of view of that guy,
Mm-hmm.
hand the tongs to the kid, and I say, run fast now. And I let him go.
Mm-hmm.
And I stumble after him like he slipped out of my hands.
The kid would dart off and would go to whatever his connections are to complete his little mission.
Can I speak to...
To who?
What's your character's name again?
Jackson.
Can I speak to Jackson?
I don't know, can you?
I think that's a pretty obvious answer.
Okay.
Don't you see this, like, half oval on my face? That's called a mouth, buddy.
But is any intellectual words come out of it?
I think you just heard that a second ago. So can I please speak?
1,000 monkeys, 1,000 typewriters.
Eventually you'll get Shakespeare.
You know, I think we could have helped that kid a lot more than make him.
We are helping him.
We could have helped him in a way different way.
I've been in that situation. It's best for him to succeed and learn a lesson versus him not succeed and get his teeth knocked out.
Or we could do a little bit of both and just have him not go back to wherever he's from.
There's the thing.
What do you mean?
I'm now an ally.
You mean?
Meaning, I have an in with them and I have a better position to save more than just one. Because you know how many they have?
No.
It's not just one kid. I'm not looking at saving one.
Wasn't there two, though?
Oh, there's more than two. You're looking at a huge operation that's... they have easily 50 to 100 kids, possibly, for a place this large.
You know, I've met those kids, so I don't feel any remorse for them at all. I've met these kids. I've seen their fear on their face, and I specifically want to save these two. I specifically want to save these kids. At least, like...
Alright, let me put you this way. Why have a chocolate bar when you can have a chocolate factory?
So now you're just painting yourself as the villain at this point.
Oh, I never once said I was good. Never once, did I, sir?
And I never said I was good, but I also never said I was bad.
Clearly your actions speak otherwise.
No, she didn't say it, though. That's the thing.
He didn't say, but his actions speak volumes.
I can understand wanting to save, wanting to help. And truthfully, I do too. But the amount of effort needed, you wouldn't save him. Because he's part of a family.
Is that a family he wants to be a part of?
No.
Exactly.
But it's a family that he's forced to be with and has no choice and no understanding otherwise.
So why can't we save him of this family, if you would even call it that? It
And
certainly doesn't
that
sound like one
is
to me.
one of my goals. Now that I know it exists here, it is a target. If you want to save that kid, and apparently another one that you've seen, then work with me and we can get them freed. If we don't do this right, they will be injured or killed.
I think I'll trust you on that one.
Most appreciative, sir.
Sir is way too formal for me. I'm sorry. I may be a businessman.
I just call you
But-
shape thing.
That is very.
Not that I'm there right now talking to you.
Oh, where
See-
is Rails then?
That would
He's still trying to.
that would be
What's the best
considered
rules?
that would be considered racist in like the 1900s in my world.
Okay.
All right.
Not anymore.
Harold. Keep an eye out if you see any more, and if you see any individuals, and I describe the symbol.
Which then flashback you would think and be like, oh yeah, I've kind of seen that symbol. Because he's a rogue and has the thieves' cant.
Get information on them. Keep track of who, how many, where they're at, and any other information you can gather on them without raising suspicion. Eyes and ears do volumes. Mouths and fists causes issues.
I'll silently nod and say, I don't make deals, but I do make choices. I raise my hand for a handshake. Be careful, they're gonna crumple my hand. Chill.
I think we can go off to the Desert Rose. There is a woman, probably dark hair, that's kind of like, what would be the cut, like the stereotypical Cleopatra kind of thing going on with black hair. Tufts of hair, kind of, two tufts of hair kind of like sticking a little wildly on the sides. And she would be working some sort of metal device, kind of a flat, flattening one out, like into some sort of shape. She would turn, be like, "Go!" Like
I have the
very scared, and would like put distance with the hot metal.
Don't worry, I'm in the business of repair. I bring out like a rusty trident that I had for a while ago. Do you think this could be restored to any capacity?
She would say, put down the metal. I guess not used to so many strange people, but I guess I'm pretty strange. Yes, it could. I don't know if it'd be as cost effective to you.
I have my reasons for wanting to restore it.
She would say, give me 3 days. Probably costs maybe 5 pearls.
Pearls? What does that translate into, like, gold? Or is there an exchange in currency that I need to know?
It's about equivalent here, but most people deal with a system of pearls and sand dollars and teeth. It's about the equivalent of copper and gold. It has a lot to do with controlling power and having, I guess, state identity, I guess.
Identity.
I mean, I can take gold. I can easily do that. My people have for a while.
So the exchange equivalent would be about 5 gold pieces, right?
Equivalent, yeah. Us forges and maybe the dwarves around town will take that kind of money, but some of the locals will probably find it offensive.
Why is so offensive about gold?
It's the idea of it's against our state identity. We're used to around, I guess, the body of water that used to be here, trade in local things. Also, the idea of druids. Those are more natural things. Shark teeth fall out once